Alright, this is their pricing. Hey everybody, Tom here for Tom's Road Trip, and I'm in Sanibel Island, Florida. This is down near Fort Myers, and I'm checking out the Bailey Matthews Shell Museum and Aquarium. I was planning to go here during my early road trip that I did back in February, but when my good camera croaked, I decided to postpone it. So I'm here today. It's not a huge place, but I'm excited to be here. Gonna check out everything that they have. Lots of different shells. They got mollusks, they got fish, they got an octopus. So I'm excited to be here. Let's get started. Alright, starting with the aquarium portion. Alright, starting with this coral reef tank. So we're going to see inside this tank. Oh my goodness. Yep, so we got the Dories and the Nemos in here. Of course, that's what the kids are going to be calling them. Oh, a nice yellow tang. I think the names of the other stuff is on the other side because it's the tank you get to go all the way around. All the different views. Here we go. Here's the rest that's in this tank. Yeah, blue tang, yellow tang. Yeah, yellow tangs are cute. Oh, they got lettuce in there. That's what they're chomping on. Okay, I was curious what that was. Yeah, so Earth is basically a ball of water with some land that's above water. Lightning whelk. Gonna get another view on the other side. Yeah, so to give you the opportunity to actually touch this, and they want you to touch it. Wow, this is. Wow, this thing is huge. Flamingo tongue, that's interesting. That's one that's like right here. Yeah, they're up on the branches. It's a big old Australian trumpet. These are real shells. That thing's huge. Wow. Disco clam. But these guys would be fun at a party. I think they're on the other side. Yeah, giant clam. Ooh. Bet that thing was delicious. Alright, so that's the other side of the disco clam tank. Oh, there we go. In the right there. You got a couple of fish in here too. Here's the other side, the flamingo tongue. Get a better view. You can see it right there in the branches. And there's the lightning whelp, which is right here. Another one over here. Oh, there's another one in the sand over there. Now these are alive animals. And this place is a member of the Association of Zoos and Aquariums.
So about a week or two ago.
And making a mollusk's home.
About a couple weeks.
Oh, that was a good one.
Got the mollusk touch tank. That's what they've got in here.
Oh, yeah.
Got some cute ones in here. Those in here too. There's this giant horse conch right here.
Did you wash your hands?
It's kind of spit some water.
Just feel the shell.
Wow. Wowie.
And what are these drops? Those are anemones.
Another tank.
Nothing in here can hurt you.
There's a hand wash sink here. They want you to wash your hands before touching anything. And of course you want to wash your hands after touching animals. And we got enrichment for mollusks and animal care. Environment enrichment. Sensory enrichment. Mechanical enrichment. Also mechanical enrichment. Target training. In animal care, you got quarantine. And mollusks see the vet too. And what do the animals eat? Then we got breeding. Wow. Just having all those suction cups all over you.
So my name is Carly. I'm the senior aquarist here, and in this exhibit we've got our giant Pacific octopus. They are the largest of the octopus species. They can be found in the Pacific Northwest from Canada all the way down to California. Here at the museum we offer all of our animals a lot of enrichment. It's really important for their overall health and well-being, and it allows them to demonstrate that species-appropriate behavior. It can come in a lot of different forms. It can be as simple as rubbing scents on the back of his exhibit, or switching up the flow of water for him to play in, putting artificial plants in there, or it can be things like the fun toys that he can play with, like putting a boat in there, stuffing it with food that he's got to open up, or he really likes his mega blocks to play with. So he's a really intelligent animal, so he needs that mental stimulation, so that's why we give him a lot of that enrichment. So enrichment also decreases the likelihood of those undesirable behaviors. So you may have heard stories of octopuses getting a little too curious, leaving their exhibit and going hunting in another one and coming back. We really like our seahorses and our queen conchs, so we don't really want him to get any ideas. So that's another reason why we give him a lot of enrichment to keep him in his exhibit. He is an invertebrate, meaning he doesn't have any bones in his body. The only hard part on his body is that beak. And his beak is located right in the center of all of those arms, so it's right in the middle. And his beak is about the size of a golf ball. So he has the potential to squeeze through any hole that is the diameter of that beak. So if he wanted to, he could squeeze through our pipes. So in the back, what we've got, we have astroturf everywhere, because astroturf is that one surface that octopus suckers can't actually latch onto. And if that doesn't work, we have a lid on his exhibit with 12 locks. So that helps a lot too. But thankfully we haven't had any issues here. So he likes the cold water. So another form of enrichment that we do with him is called target training. And what that is we put in an orange target with a black X on it. And when he sees it, he will touch it with one of his arms, and we will reward him with either a piece of food or a toy that lets him know he did exactly what we asked of him. And we can put this target anywhere in the exhibit, and he'll voluntarily shift to that position, and we can keep him in that spot. And we can do our work or maintenance on the exhibit safely, and we don't have to worry about him getting too curious, coming to that spot and exploring or destroying it. So it's a really handy behavior to have trained, and it's very, very helpful. We've then been able to transition that by putting that target in the bottom of the laundry basket, and he voluntarily swims into the basket, and we can pull the basket out of the water, put it on a scale, and that's how we get his weight. We then put him back into the water, and that's when Dr. Susan comes, our aquatic certified vet. She comes twice a month, and that's when we'll get a really good overall checkup on him. We'll look at his body condition, look at his eyes, she'll look at his gills, take any swabs that she might need, all while he's in the basket, and we just play with him, and he has no idea that he's getting checked up by the vet. As you can imagine, vet checkups can be really, really stressful for animals, including aquatic animals. So having this behavior trained is really, really helpful. We're in a very unique position here at the museum because not much is known as far as mollusk medicine goes. So when Dr. Susan is here, we take full advantage of her, and we not only look at him, but we look at all of our animals here. So we have a lot to contribute as far as the zoo and aquarium industry goes. So we have a lot to learn. The last time she was here, we weighed him, and he was weighing in at just over 17 pounds. And we take that information and we will adjust his diet because he's always growing. And we offer him 5% of his body weight throughout the week. And we offer him what he would find in his natural environment. So a lot of clams, mussels, oysters, crabs, shrimp, salmon, and a variety of other fish. So he will get offered restaurant quality food. And he gets those offered through those enrichment devices. So giant Pacific octopus, they have a very unique life cycle, and they don't really like to live with other octopus. They don't get along, they don't play well with others. They are a solitary species, meaning if they live with another octopus, they're going to fight to the death, or they will mate with the other octopus and then they slowly start to die. They only live to be about 3 to 5 years old, and whether that's under human care or in their natural environment.
Wow.
So once he releases his spermatophores, he starts that process called senescence, and he will slowly start to decline and die. If we had a female, she would lay her eggs, and she lays between 100 to 200,000 eggs. She'll hang out on top of them, protect them, make sure they're well oxygenated, and she also will slowly decline after that. You won't find a giant Pacific octopus in the open ocean. They don't really like to swim. They like to crawl around. And the reason for that is because when they have to swim, they actually have to shut off 2 of the 3 hearts that they have. And so swimming is very taxing on them energetically. So they are commonly found in tiny little caves and tide pools. So they're not found in the open ocean. Wide open spaces is actually very stressful for them. So an aquarium like this is very, very comfortable for him. They have a very unique nervous system. He's got a main brain that's shaped like a donut, and it circles that beak. And then each arm has its own nerve net. So it's almost like he has 9 brains, but they're not complete brains. And if he were ever under attack, he can actually drop an arm. So it's similar to the way like a lizard or gecko can drop its tail. And that arm will continue to move on its own while it's detached from the body. And he can retreat and start to regrow that arm and regrow suction cups and everything. So it's a pretty neat adaptation that they have. Each suction cup is covered with taste buds, and they have a lot of strength in one suction cup. With one suction cup, he has the potential to lift 30 pounds. Wow. And he's got between 150 to 200 suction cups per arm. So that's another reason why we do a lot of enrichment with him. Every morning, he will groom himself. And the reason for that is because he sheds that top layer of the suction cups. So similar to the same way that we brush our hair and we will shed our hair, he will shed that top layer of the suction cups. So it's kind of cool because it looks like it is snowing in the aquarium. One thing that we do here at the museum is we test his water quality daily, but one thing we specifically test for is copper. The reason for that is because his blood is copper-based. Our blood is iron-based. That's what helps make it red. His is blue because it's copper-based. And copper can be commonly found in seawater, but also in medications, food, pipes, things like that. And even though we are very conscious to make sure that we don't use those, sometimes it creeps in the water. So that's why we test it regularly to make sure that it doesn't get to a toxic level. He does have that ability to ink. What that ink does is it binds to its predator's gills and hopes to suffocate them. in their natural environment, that wave action will get it out really, really quickly. In a closed system, we have larger filtration, and we also have extra alarms on his system to let us know if anything like that were to happen. But thankfully, he is pretty comfortable here. We haven't had any issues like that. He has excellent eyesight. He can see us on this side of the acrylic. He can recognize people visually, but he is colorblind with his eyes. So he does all of his color changing and all of his camouflage through his skin. It's through a specialized skin cell called the chromatophores, which is really, really neat. But yeah, does anybody have any questions at all about our octopus?
How old is he?
That's a good question. Based upon his size, we believe he's anywhere between 1 to 2. They're very difficult to age.
Yeah, because he's only 17 pounds, and it says the average is 90. Will he get to 90 pounds?
He has the potential to.
Where did you get him?
He came to us from Vancouver.
So because they only live 3 to 5 years, I'm assuming you have more than one here somewhere that, so you always have a fully adult?
No, he's our only one.
Okay.
He's our only one we have right now.
How much of a range would it have on the rocks? Like, would they just stay in one area their whole lives, or do they move around?
Yeah, they don't really move around.
They just stay.
All right, got mangroves, crop roots, and then mangrove mollusks. And the mangrove fish that are in here. Here we go. It's a recreation of a mangrove tree. And there is a bubble in the center where people can go and poke their head up. Be a nice photo op. But yeah, everything that's in here is real except for the actual mangrove tree. There's a nice fish. Okay, there's one of the mollusks right there in the bottom. Another one on the bottom. Alright, we got anatomy and body parts of mollusks. You have finding nourishment and how mollusks eat. Got filter feeders. And we got grazers. Drillers. Stingers. Scavengers. Alright, so because this is chiton, I believe it is, or is somewhere in the sand here. So it's supposed to be a 2-spot octopus in here. So I'm not noticing the octopus. And there's a sign here. I'm looking around. Arms versus tentacles, what's the difference? Hey, one of the other visitors pointed him out. He's actually right here, is in the pot. This green leaf is covering up majority of them. There you go, get a little better view of them. Yeah, you can see the suction cups there. Alright, then we got reproduction. Crown conch. And a sharp red drill. Variety in beginnings. And tail of 2 spots.
Well, what did we see back here?
We got growth and development. And the shell is forever. That's pretty neat, shell bands. We have the queen conch. There we go. And then in the center, really big one. Oh, there's a seahorse in here also. Cute little seahorse. That's a big seahorse. And there's a giant conch. Oh my gosh, that thing is big. Oh, another seahorse. Another one. Ooh, those are pretty. Yeah, more seahorses. We got Queen Conch Conservation. Alright, giant Pacific octopus. Octopus garden.
He's in the corner.
It's over here with a keeper chat earlier. The octopus is right there in the corner now. Saw him moving all around earlier during the keeper chat. Learned some cool information about them. I wasn't aware they only lived 3 to 5 years. Alright, giant Pacific octopus anatomy. And there's all the corresponding numbers. Okay, just in case you haven't caught on yet, mollusks are what create seashells. So that's the reason why this aquarium is all about the different mollusks. You wouldn't have seashells in a seashell museum without mollusks. So that's the focus of this aquarium. And we got amazing adaptations. Stories of wonder and nature. This is pretty neat. Man, look at that thing. Bunch of eyeballs looking at you. Illustration, you get a better view because this is all the eyeballs here along the top and the bottom. Scaly foot snail. There's the underneath view. That's pretty neat looking. That's pretty neat. Bioluminescent. Yeah, disco. That's pretty neat. This looks like electricity. Now we saw one of these, but he was hiding really good. Get analysis. That is really cool looking. And we got squids. Yeah, look at the size of this thing compared to the people. Look at that, man. That thing's like bigger than the boat is. And wonders of the ocean. Wow. That's really pretty. Alright, they do have restroom locations just to the left side of the entry area. Now they don't have food offerings here, but they do have a vending machine here with beverages and some snacks. Alright, gonna go upstairs and check out the Hall of Shells. Gonna go up these stairs. Wow, this is pretty cool. Merlin the giant squid. Alright, they are doing some renovation work upstairs. This is what that space will become. This is all we've got in here. And there's all of the different shells. Next viewing area. Wow. Abalone shell. Big shells too. Wow. All that glitters is not gold. So yeah, these are all real shells. Yeah. Seashells in fashion. You got the value of shells. Just in case you want to read it. You got mother of pearl. There's some fancy looking garments those people are wearing. Very fancy. Of course, more fashion. More fashion. And of course, jewelry. That's neat. Get a bunch of photographs on the walls. Wow, that is neat.
This is what they're still working. Yeah.
Very cool looking. thing is huge. It's a cute octopus. That's pretty cool too. That's very interesting. This guy's enjoying his meal, or her meal. There's restroom locations upstairs as well. Another view of the big area that they are renovating. So a lot of their shells are off exhibit temporarily while this is being renovated. There's an auditorium up here with information about mollusks and the museum upstairs as well also. There is an elevator upstairs and downstairs if you cannot take stairs. But since I am able-bodied, I'm going to take the stairs back down. Alright, we got the museum store. Gonna see what they got in here.
So at least they're getting.
Oh yeah, gotta have lots of books and activity books. Got some clothing. All sorts of stuff. Got all soaps. Stuff over here would be interesting for adults. Kids don't care about stuff like this. And jewelry. Yeah, here's the area the kids are going to be interested in. All the plush. Yeah, plush and activity sets. Oh, yes. Got some more stuff here. This is nice. Got some ornaments. Got some magnets and some postcards. Yeah, these are nice. Alright, so I found the magnet I'm going to get because it's the only one that actually has the name of this place on it. Alright, so all the ornaments are on display. You let them know what you want and they will get it from the back. And they vary by price. Get some more very nice shell stuff here. We even got shell art. Ooh, that's nice. And sand dollars with Sanibel on them. Alright, that is going to wrap up my visit to the Bailey Matthews National Shell Museum. This was fun. It's not a very large place, so don't come expecting a huge aquarium. Their main gallery, like I said, is unfortunately under renovation. If you've been here in the past and you came here when that area was open, they are redoing everything. All of the shells that were there at the time are off-site. They're being custom mounted, and it's supposed to be really, really nice. So I will see about coming back, perhaps either later this year or sometime next year when that's all completed and open. They do have some shells upstairs, lots of different information all about the different mollusks. Like I said, this is based around mollusks, shells. That's what you're going to expect when you come to this place. So even though the main gallery of the Shell Museum is not open, it's still a nice experience if you're in the area. I wouldn't drive 2 states away to come here just for this, but if you're here in Florida on vacation and you're in the area or you're from Florida like myself, it's a fantastic place to come and check out. So if this happens to be your first video of mine that you're watching, I go to aquariums, zoos, theme parks, amusement parks, state and national parks, occasional quirky roadside attraction here or there. I've traveled to the United States. I've been to almost all of the states in the lower 48. A few more I haven't seen in the Pacific Northwest. I'll be doing later this year. So I upload new videos every 10 a.m. Eastern on Thursdays. I think I missed that. But anyway, leave some comments, suggestions, anything else. I love hearing from everybody. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.